Hello, everybody. Everybody, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Sunday Show. The podcast, as you know, is to take the place of the NFL season. And as usual, I'm going to start it off with how many days until the NFL season starts. We all know it starts September the 10th. So that means it is 186 days, and I'll be so happy because without football, I said I gotta do something. So this podcast is my answer to that. And um, I will be having a draft show. The NFL draft is April the 23rd. I will be doing a show. Hopefully, I can get some of my female fans to join me. It'll be really, really great. Just to announce that. And one more announcement. I am still waiting on somebody to come with me on my April the 5th show. That is my Easter show. I will not talk politics. I will just talk about Easter. And the challenge this year, I usually have guests on and I ask them trivia questions. I want people to ask me trivia questions about Easter. So we're still looking for that one person that's willing to do it. I think I'm pretty good on my Easter knowledge, but there may be some things I don't know. But we're going to get started because my guest doesn't have all night to hear me ramble on and on and on. Hit that subscribe button. I am 96 subscribers away from 500. Please, 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 please. I even got my hair ironed out so you all wouldn't have to look at my semi afro. So please, anything. I'm really trying to get to that 500. Support me on Patreon. Patreon allows me to get new lights, which I desperately, desperately need. Helps me to pay for StreamYard, which I haven't been able to do in a couple of months. That starts at $2 a month. That's 50 cents a week. And finally, you can support my GoFundMe campaign. Um, you know the issue. I'm not going to go over it, but I'm trying to raise $2,500 to take care of some personal needs that I have that I don't want to get into. Before I let my guest introduce himself, I am going to tell you um, what tonight's show is. So Scott and I are from the same state of Indiana, or as I like to call it, the Texas of the North. Um, we're going to talk Indiana politics. So I'm going to talk about, can we please impeach Governor Brom? Just please, anything. Is there something? I know there's not technically anything we could do, but I just got to get my, I just got to get my angst about this douchebag of a piece of crap, shoe bottom, gum, losing its flavor piece of garbage. I just got to get it out. We're going to talk about the Indianapolis mayor race because I think it's probably going to be a very, very interesting race. Data centers, what the heck are they? Because I still don't know. I've tried to research, and yeah, I'm still like, well, what do they do? And how many of them are coming, and why are there so many if they're coming to our areas? I also want to talk about, if you don't mind, Scott, the Indiana Socialist Party. Because this is new to me. I didn't even know there was an Indiana Socialist Party. Um, and how I think that I think the Democrats are still going to screw this up, and we're still going to have the same government we have now. And somebody please talk me down because, ooh, child, child, who. So wherever it is you want me to start is where I will start.
Tracy, good evening. Thank you for having me, and thank you to your guests for inviting me to your space. I appreciate it. So happy to spend my Sunday with you. I hope it's okay that I'm a Bears fan, Tracy.
I am a 49er fan all through and through. I've been a 49er fan since 1980. That tells you how old I am. Um, no.
How are
You
we going to
can be
both
a
be in
Bear.
Central Indiana? Neither one of us Colts fans.
Well, the Colts, remember, they snuck in. I tell people that I'm like, yeah, I was 10 years old when the Colts snuck in on the Mayflower. Stop asking me to be it's not gonna happen. I was 10 years old. It was March of 1984. And I remember they snuck in on that Mayflower. Because we're like, why are you all building a stadium? We don't have a football team. Oh, yes, we did. We just didn't know it.
Well, I tell you what, Tracy, if you want to tie that back to politics, it's kind of the same crap we're doing now. Listen, I'm a Bears fan. I think it's a travesty what we're doing trying to lure them here. Number one, football is played outside in the weather like real men. And number two, stadium subsidies never work. They never pay for themselves. I do
And
not
guess
want to
who's
be,
gonna
even
pay
as
for
a
them?
Bears fan, I do not want to be on the hook for paying for their stadium. Absolutely not.
Like you have Soldier Field, which is iconic. Play in it. Play in Soldier Field.
I
I
mean, low
know
key,
it's
Soldier Field's a dump at this point, but still outside in the weather, like men. Playing outside is for the Vikings and their purple uniforms. It is trash. I am sorry. I could talk football
yeah.
all night. I'd be happy to come to your draft party, by the way, if you wanna.
Yeah, because we're gonna be talking about, but it's and taxpayers end up paying for it. Like the people, like all of us in Indiana are gonna pay for two teams, to be honest, unless either one of them are playing the 49ers. Like I'm gonna watch, I mean, I'm gonna watch because it's football. I'm just gonna watch, but I'm not gonna cheer for them. I'm not gonna sit here and like spend money to go see them. I'll watch on TV. Like why are taxpayers always the one? And the people that own the Bears, aren't they billionaires? Like, couldn't you just like I don't know, get out your pocket and pay for it yourself?
They could. Listen, the Bears situation is tricky because all of their money is tied up in the team. It's not like some private equity ghouls who came in and scooped the team up to turn around and sell
Ah,
it later.
okay.
Like all of the Bears family money, that's the McCaskies, is tied up in the team. But still, you could do what, God forbid, the Packers of all folks do and sell stock with non
No, you
voting
can't.
stock to raise money for a
You
stadium.
can't do
I do
that.
not want to be on the hook for it.
You can. I can tell you why you can't do that. The NFL has banned that.
Oh, they must have a special
Yes,
dispensation.
because the Packers are the only team in the NFL that has that type of ownership. And the NFL is like, nope, nobody else can do it.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of socialism, honestly, if you want to come back to that, because
It
it's
really
a
is. I mean,
publicly owned
the
team.
public is a publicly owned team. The public owns it, and they play outside, and they play in Lambeau Field. And Lambeau Field is one of those iconic. It's only two places left that are iconic: Soldier Field and Lambeau Field. I would say Kansas City, but they're actually moving to technically Kansas City. I still can't figure it. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all moving from Kansas City, Missouri to Kansas City, Kansas. So you're still Kansas City, but you're just in a different state.
It's the same thing that we're doing here. The state of Kansas is luring them across the border with a sweetheart stadium deal. Their taxpayers are going to pay for the whole thing, and then the Hunt family that owns the Kansas City Chiefs, they are ghouls. Look them up. They are some of the worst people in this country over the last several decades. Um, Lamar Hunt, the guy, he is the best of them, but his brothers, man, founders of some of these far right wing organizations. They were Birchers. They tried to corner the silver market in the early '80s. Just you can go down a whole rabbit hole with the Hunts.
But you know what? None of those teams are owned by Jerry Jones. I am
Listen, I'll tell you
convinced
what, Tracy.
Jerry Jones is the worst. He the worst though. I'm like, oh my gosh, your team. Boy, what are you doing? You,
Yeah, but
your team.
Jerry Jones paid for his own stadium, Tracy.
He did. He
I
really
know,
did.
right? It's like, damn it, I want to
He
hate this
makes
guy
it.
so much, but
Uh-uh,
he's a
I do
horrible
because he was at
person.
a he he,
One of
he
the
was
best
at a
owners in the league.
segregationist protest. And I didn't know was against segregation integration. And the big sign is like we don't want blacks in our school, and it's like right there, right next to him. Like you didn't turn you didn't turn Jerry. You didn't turn to see that sign right there. Yeah, and that's a bad thing. I think Chicago is doing it to make Chicago pay for it. I just can't see them moving to Indiana. It's like it doesn't make sense to me.
We're
I
being
think,
used. Yeah.
yeah, I don't. as much as I don't want to see Soldier Field being torn down, because I was like, okay.
I mean, they
Um,
already landed a spaceship in the middle of it.
yeah, I know. It's like, and I'm like, everybody, we are talking football, so boo-hoo, stop crying. But it's the stadium in Buffalo. That's it. I'm like, are y'all serious about how much it is to pay for this? It, you're okay with this? Like, you're just like, okay, because it's gonna bring what, two jobs to the whole area?
Well, the job, you know what? These stadiums up front, and you know what? Let's go ahead and tie this into the data center situation, right? Because it's kind of the
Yes,
same boat.
please.
The up front, these things, you get some construction jobs. That's why organized labor is 10 toes down for the stadium deal up there. That's why they like these data centers, because it's something to build and it's good jobs, but only while it's being built. Once this thing's up, data centers don't employ anybody. Once these stadiums are up, they're employing people selling popcorn for not very much. They're employing parking attendants. They're employing, people in the service industry. Those aren't good paying union jobs. If they were, we could have a discussion about whether this thing is worth it or not. But in the meantime, all the profit, all of the value is going to the ownership families, and none of it's going to the people, and none of it's going to the employees.
Yeah, and I don't, and to be showing my ignorance, I don't even know what a data center is. I'm like, what is it? Is it like a place where AI is stored? Like, I don't want to sound ignorant, like, oh, she's not smart, but I literally don't know what a data center is.
Okay, well, so you know how your computer has a hard drive, right? And it's got your
Right.
graphics chips
Yes.
and all that. What? And it's got all that processing power that goes in there in your little machine. Well, so these data centers just have racks and racks and racks of these, all lined up in a row, floor to ceiling, as far as the eye can see. Down this hallway, down that hallway, this room and that room. They're all just racks and racks and racks and racks. And now I don't know if you know when you notice when you're running your machine and doing a lot of stuff at the same time, fan kicks on, it gets hot, right? Well, imagine that, but on whole building scale. So these things, number one, they take up a lot of energy to run them, and so that's what's driving up the power, the electric rates. Our utilities, they can't keep up with all the demand for these things. And then you've got the cooling issue as well, and that's why they demand so much water is to cool these things.
Thank you. Because I was like, why do they need water? Do we need them? Is this thank you? Because I was like, no. Because and they're be and I don't know, what city do you live in?
I'm in Bloomington.
Okay, so you're not in Indianapolis. So Joe Hawk said another piece of crap. Um, he's made some kind of sweetheart's deal to bring these in without the city council even like, you can do this? Like, from my understanding, a bill would always go through the committees first, then the city council would vote on it, and then the mayor would sign off for it. He just skipped that process. He just went right around it. And I just,
Well, Joe's got people in places, right? Like he's got friendly folks on the economic development corporation, and he's got friendly folks on the zoning board and whatnot. So he can maintain plausible deniability. I think Joe personally has remained neutral on all of these data center things, but his people
wink, wink.
are out there.
I'm
His
like,
people are
wink,
out there
wink.
approving these things.
Because it's just been, I'm just surprised, and I don't want to call his name out, but there's one city councilor, I'm just super surprised at him coming out in support. I'm like, are, are you kidding me? You don't what the effect this is going to have on the black community, right? And you're out here for it? Makes no sense to me. It's just, I don't, I guess I'm so distracted by national, I really don't focus in on what's going on, like locally, which I should, which is why we're doing just Indiana politics today. Like, how does he? Uh, how is he mayor and he's got those allegations against him where we all know that he allegedly, because I don't got money to be sued by nobody, said no, that's a fact. He said inappropriate text to women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now he's not accused of sexual harassment. He's not accused of that, but those texts they was bordering. He's also hoarding $800,000, but he's not running for mayor this time, which is why I want to talk about the mayor's race.
Well, is he not? I've heard that Joe might run for a fourth, and he might step aside and let his dude Vop take this thing. Now Vop's running
Well,
anyway, but
Pop is running anyway, right? That's why I was like, I don't know what he could run for because of his record, right? He's got a terrible record. I'm like, what is he's got $800,000 to run. The only two offices I can even think, three, he could try to run for Andre Carson's seat, which he will lose. He will absolutely positively get shellacked. He could run for U.S. Senate, but that doesn't come up for like what? We just elected Banks. Young just got elected a couple years ago, so those are out. The only thing I can think of is governor. That's literally the only thing I can think of.
Joe Hogshead's fitting to be 70 years old this autumn. He
He's
doesn't need to be
70.
running for anything.
He's 70.
He is 69 years old.
He does not look that old. I'm like,
Look, Joe is well pickled.
he is because I would have thought he was like in his maybe like late 50s. So Joe, you're doing something right because but that's the only office that I can even think of that he could run for with the because he's not giving that money to other candidates. He's hoarding it. What is he doing with it?
uh, I don't even know, Tracy. Don't get me started. Joe Hogsett is a very large, significant branch on the buy tree, and so a lot of that money, his sort of seed funding was provided by Evan Bayh back in 2014. Those
Oh,
dudes
not that
go.
guy.
Oh yeah, that guy. Those guys go way back. They go back to the mid '80s. Joe has been tied to Evan Bayh at the hip for 40 years,
Now
and
you're not
and
gonna
and
say Evan Bayh is 70 because I'm like, nah, there's no way.
Evan Bayh is 70.
He was 30 when you know what, you are right. He is 70.
He's 70. Joe Donnelly's 70. Joe Hogsett's gonna be 70. These dinosaurs, these fossils need to go away and let a new generation of folks run the Indiana Democratic Party with their own ideas, not just installing their own clones to do the
Well,
same.
Bison Bo, Bison Bo, that's his name. Bo. Look, why you gonna name your son Bo? That cannot be his real name. That
Well,
cannot
no,
be
his
his
real
real
name
name.
is Birch Evans by the Fourth. So you take your pick. Which one's
That could
more
be
relatable for the
worse than
people?
Bo bye. That is like that just sounds like boy bye. That literally sounds like boy bye to me. But his son is running for Secretary of State. I just don't know what's next for Hoxie. I can't. My mind only says, like I said, if he ran for Andre Carson's seat, he would absolutely get destroyed. Period. It wouldn't be any contest. He has more. I'm like, no, that would just. I almost want him to do it so that he can get beat, just so I can laugh at him. But I know he's not going to do it.
These old guys, they just don't want to let go, and we see it not just in Indiana, it's a national problem. Both parties certainly, but Democrats especially, and I, as someone on the left, I punch in the general direction of right, and if a Democrat gets in my way trying to punch a Republican, I guess I'm gonna hit them first. And Democrats have a gerontocracy problem. We got too many old folks running the things. We got the Chuck Schumers and Nancy Pelosi's finally retiring, but we got, Steny Hoyer at 86 finally retiring. There are so many like 78, 82-year-olds kind of running things, and they don't get it anymore. These folks are still living in 1996. They think Bill Clinton's walking through that door. Please, Bill Clinton's part of the reason why we're here.
I'm gonna say something in defense of, and I call them my seniors, because I don't like the. It sounds like age. This is why I'm for term limits. I'm for just term limiting everybody. Anybody comes to there, you got 6 years if you're in Congress. You get 3 terms. That's your max. When you get it, you done. You can't get something done in 6 years. That is on you. Senate, you get 2 terms. You got 12 years. Do something. While I'm not comfortable having 96-year-olds, I'll say this, and it is I'm gonna agree with you, but then I'm like, I don't really want to tell people, oh, you're old, get out the way, old person. I just because I grew up around older people, so I have an affinity. But I will say this, and I said it before: if We Are the World was out and you were in Congress, it's probably time for you to look for um another avenue. But just because the person is young, let me make this one. Just because the person is young does not, because they come up with some. I'm like, that's the dumbest idea I think I've ever heard.
No, you're
So I don't.
100% right. I mean, like, okay, like I would rather have Al Green, who is 78 years old, than like a 30-year-old Bo Bai. I mean, those are folks that are entirely different ends of the spectrum, politically and age wise. So you're right. It's not just about age. And I'll tell you what, unpopular hot take. I'm actually not in favor of term limits. Now, it's not that I think that we should have people be comfortable getting parked there forever, but I think the problem is not in that you should only be allowed to serve so many terms. The problem is us upstream, and it's about the money. It's about campaign financing. It's about incumbents have too easy of a path. It should be easier to beat them. But if they're doing good and people actually want them there, then I think we should be able to keep voting them back in.
I want you to name one congressperson that's doing good. Just any name them. Just name them. Because I'm like, well, there's, and then there's, and you. Let me tell you, I'm not a fan of dip. So if you name somebody and be like, really, you gonna really name that?
I mean, look, I would run through a brick wall for like AOC. If you want to come somebody a little bit more like toward the center, I like Jamie
Wait
Raskin's
a
doing all
minute.
right. You
Wait a
know,
minute. Let me throw up in this box.
oh hell no, oh no, I love AOC. I like Ilhan Omar. I like
I'm sitting here looking at you like, right? Because for me, once I hear Democrat, I hear party that supports genocide. Because I can't separate the two.
well, listen, in Congress, you got two parties that support genocide for the most part, right?
They do.
So you got to find out which Democrats don't, right? AOC don't. Ilhan Omar sure as hell don't. I heard it
Only
explained to
one
me recently, like
yeah.
all of the good candidates, all of the good representatives are Democrats, but not all of the Democrats are good representatives or good candidates.
Right. I think the only one I could sort of kind of rock with is Rashida Tlaib. And that's a
I like
maybe.
Rashida. Oh yeah.
On a good day, maybe. But I'm like, I'd rather have independence in there. That's what I'd rather have because I see 435 clowns that I'm like, oh, y'all need to be gone. All y'all, because this don't make no sense. We got stuff. We've been fighting for Medicare or universal health care, what, 100 years? We still can't get
Hmm.
it? Nah, nope. And while they may be for it, I'm like, no, we tired. So I guess that's where I'm coming from. But you talked about uh again bringing this back local, um, our mayor's race. So you think Hogsett may be running? I don't think he's going to run again.
I've heard that. I don't know. He hasn't ruled it out yet. He previously said two would be his tops, and then he changed his mind and ran for a third, won a third. He's still, I believe, toying with the idea of running for a fourth, even though like the perception was that Vop is supposed to be his kind of heir apparent. Now, whatever. Listen, if that's the way things fall, even if it's a two-person race, if it's a three-person race, If I'm an Indianapolis resident, and I'm not, but if I was, I'm all in for Andrea Hunt. I like her a lot.
I kind of watched Jesse Brown, who's actually got us connected. He's a big support because I was trying to talk Jesse into. I'm like, Jesse, you gotta run, you gotta run, you got. He's like, no, I'm gonna stay in city council. But the person that you named is who he said this would be a good candidate. I don't think she's declared, right?
Yeah, no, she is. Well, I believe at this point it's all exploratory. But yeah, she said she's running, and I believe Vop has said he is running, but
No,
that's
Bob
not
was in.
until
Yeah, he's
yeah,
like, I'm
that's not
in.
till
I'm
November
gonna
of
run.
27 though. So the filing deadline for that's not till like next February or something.
Right.
So
And here's the thing that I think this is actually a point. Indianapolis may have its first black mayor. We have never, ever had a black mayor at all. Ever.
that isn't surprising because well, number one, because we live in the United States of America and hello racism. But number two, like Unigov, I think when they put that in place in the 70s was sort of meant to prevent that sort of thing. It's like, oh, okay, this town's becoming too black. We gotta expand things to keep minority groups from getting too powerful. That's so you got Unigov, but you notice they didn't fully incorporate IPS, right? They still left like the township schools be separate. And that's why IPS is in trouble now because of white flight, and the tax base in Indianapolis has been decimated. And so IPS is sort of left holding the bag, or rather holding an empty bag. Whereas, you've got your township schools, you got your Beech Groves, you got your Broad Ripples, you got your, Pikes, and what those are all sort of separate school districts.
And it's please don't start me on charter schools because
Mm,
I will take you off the air and just go in. I do not like, I do not like, I do not like, I do not like, not like them. But I think it's to me, yes, racism, but I'm like, Indianapolis is at least 30% black. At least 30%, maybe more, but I'm just gonna say 30%. Even if you count all the Unigovs and all we're still a large part of this city. And
yes.
for us to never, I'm like, we've never, like Chicago has black mayors, Baltimore has black mayors, Atlanta has black mayors. Indianapolis is what, the 11th or 12th or 13th largest city in the United States. Where we're at.
I- Indiana, well, like you said up top, the long middle finger of the South, extending all the way up here. We are a funny state, compared to our peers. Like Ohio was settled east to west. Illinois was settled east to west. Kentucky, Michigan was settled east to west. Indiana was settled south to north.
North, yeah, south to north.
Because we were settled from the Ohio River on up, and from the Wabash River on up. So those like Evansville, Vincennes, those are your older towns down there, and then Indianapolis is a manufactured concept entirely.
But I love how, and please correct me if I'm wrong because I never get this right. In the state of Indiana, tier one cities can't just make their own policies. They have to get the state's permission. And as far as I know, Indianapolis is the only tier one city in the entire state.
Yeah, they made that part up, right? I mean, that's Republican legislators
No, am I
deciding
right?
that
Is that correct? I was
yeah,
like, I don't know, is that correct? Okay, so that is correct. Because I was like, well, how come we can't just get Medicare for all for Indianapolis residents? And then it's just like, no, this is the way it works. I'm like, they had to get permission. That doesn't even sound right to me. I'm like, is that
well,
legal?
Yeah, well, something like Medicare for All, say that's going to require a larger pool than even a city. I don't even think at the state level that works. You have to do that nationwide. But even something as simple as like public transit or IPS, like we were just talking about, the Republicans love to talk about small government and local control until a Democrat-led city decides they want to do things their own way, right? Then they're like, oh well, we got to come in and squash that. They tell the city of Indianapolis whether you can turn on red in downtown. They tell Bloomington whether you can have plastic bags in your city. Right? That's like the kind of small level meddling they like to do. Real small government of them, isn't it?
And that's what I'm like, well, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense because, you know, our least favorite. And just to know, I saw a survey somewhere. I saw where Brom was voted the worst governor in the United States. And I said, he earned that. This man is absolutely the worst. I mean, we've had terrible governors. I was terrible. Bannon, he didn't live long enough, so I can't really count him into there. But we
Oh
have
my
never had a governor that's like, yeah, this guy's our governor. We're down with this guy. But Brahm is a special kind of idiocy. My question is to the left, and this is for you or any guest. Why is it that the Indiana Democrats just seem to keep their mouths shut? It's like only the Black Caucus is the only ones that I see speaking up. Every other Democrat is just like, okay, we're here. You're gonna say something, or just let this man just do whatever it is he wants to do.
Well, and that comes back to the largest part of the base of the Indiana Democratic Party is in Indianapolis, and you've got folks like Hogsett leading that portion of the party, and they have this go along to get along mentality. This, let's not fight back, let's not poke the bear. Then they're gonna, come down on us. Like, how much more do you want them to come down on you? They already took away all your schools. They already tell you how you can and cannot live. They've taken away women's rights. I mean, like, what? At what point do you say I don't have any lunch money left, and you punch these guys back?
That's what I'm waiting on. I'm like, okay, do something. Do something. And like I said, the only people that I see that are speaking out against Brom look exactly like me. And I'm like, we don't statewide, the black population is less than 10%. But that's what I see speaking out. And I'm like, okay, Democrats, where you at? Because you're not doing it's like they're missing in action. And I don't know why that is. This governor is
Well,
terrible. He wants people to stay on Medicaid for 3 years. That by itself should be enough for you to start fighting.
it, Mike Braun is especially terrible because, like, I don't feel like he actually stands for anything, right? Like, at least
Oh, yes, he
Todd
does.
Rokita,
What
Todd
is
Rokita is a monster, right? Like, but he tells you he is a monster. He's like, I am a raging Christian nationalist. Micah Beckwith will tell you he is a raging Christian nationalist. Mike Braun will just say whatever the hell he needs to stay
you mean
to get
heck?
into power and stay there.
You mean heck?
What's that now?
You mean heck? You said the other word. I
Oh,
said you mean heck.
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that one was on the banned list. But
Yeah, that one. It's on the ban list. Unless you're talking about a specific place, and then that's contextual. But anyway, just like I don't want to ask. I don't want to be like Blazing Saddles, where Clayton Little's character said, "Where the white people at?" But that's what I literally want to ask. I'm like, where you at? Why is this just you black people the only ones that I see speaking? They are literally the only ones I see standing up, making noise, getting in contact with media. They're doing organizing. Everybody else that's the opposite color is like, oh, we'll just sit here, and they want us to vote for them.
and well, with the Democrats in particular, right? I feel like we've spent all of our time as the Republicans have gone further and further right. The Democrats have made a choice to try to move to the center. They're like, oh, okay, well, the Republicans are going to alienate the people in the middle. We're going to pick them up. We're going to move over here. We're going to become more like what they were, right? That's why you saw a couple years ago for governor, we ran Jennifer McCormick, who I like Jen, I personally, but she was a Republican a couple years before that. Like,
Oh, she
uh,
was.
oh yeah, she was the Republican
See, I
superintendent
didn't
of public
vote
instruction.
when I voted for in the last election. I skipped president and I skipped governor. I did not vote for those two. I was just no, wait a minute, that's a lie. I voted for Dr. Cornel West as president, and then I skipped. I didn't vote for anybody for governor because I was like, oh no, I don't like any of them.
And it's proven to be a losing strategy, right? Indiana Democrats, and I am one. Okay, I am one. I say this out of love. I do not say this to just criticize and poop in people's punch bowl, right? Like I say it because I believe we can do better, and I believe if we choose a different path, that would be the right path. But we've been consistently moving to the right to try to pick these folks up for decades now, and have we won yet? Like, we just keep losing and losing,
No,
because for every country club member we pick up in Hamilton County, two folks in Indianapolis stay home because they're like, y'all are the same.
yeah, it's like, and that's exactly you just outlined why I'm not a Democrat. Why that's why I can't. You if you can't fight, especially with a governor like the one that we have that just signed a bill that won't track child labor, you don't deserve my vote. You don't deserve it. I'd rather support the staunchest libertarian and just be like, you know what? I know they're for smaller government and it annoys the crap out of me. But oh well, at least they tell me. At least they're not hiding it. At least they're not word salad. Yeah, you just literally outlined why I will. It's going to be very, very hard for me to vote Democrat. I'm just like federal. I will not. You're not like you come out here to talk. No, won't happen because I'm not going to do it.
I still do, because as much as I hate the fact that we live in a two-party system, we live in a two-party system, and it's poli sci 101, because we have plurality voting, single member districts, first past the post. We don't have ranked choice in hardly any but a couple places in this country. They just banned it in Indiana, even though we don't have it anywhere this year. But because of that system, it's always going to devolve into a two-party system, and as such, there's really only two options. So I feel like, all right, you got to capture. It's like two battleships just like crashing into each other
Yeah,
every year, every year. You got to capture one of them.
and and I hear that, and I hear a lot of candidates say that's why they don't run for third party. But here's what I will say: if you keep voting, people say the lesser of two evils.
Mm.
If you vote for the lesser of two evils and you take one of them away, you still have evil. You still have two parties that take APAC money, that take big pharma money, that
Hmm.
take big tech money, that voted to cut SNAP under both the Biden and Trump administration, that voted to separate children under the Biden and Trump administration. So for me, I hear that argument. I'm like, oh, well, I don't. It's like I'm to the point. Like I said, I don't think I know at the federal level, it's just not going to happen. And why would you make ranked choice voting illegal? Because you know that third party candidates would get there.
Absolutely, and you can see the way both parties are having their internal struggles right now. Like, here I am, both of us, on the left, we're talking mess about Democrats. Meanwhile, Republicans are out there like threatening to bomb each other when one person doesn't go along with Donald Trump's redistricting proposal. Right? They're having their own problems too. You see what Representative Ed Clare from down in New Albany. He left the Republican Party, said he's going to run for mayor down there as an independent next year. they booted him out of the caucus, with several months to go, but still, so we're in the middle of a realignment, and that's the way the two party system has gone. The parties, they're not monoliths. There are a lot of good Democrats. There are a lot of good people in the Democratic Party working hard to try and overcome the party establishment. Right? It's hard to do, but it can be done. I mean, Tracy, you remember? I remember pre-2016, right? And you think about the Republicans then and the big money country club, oil and gas, the Bush people, the Cheneys. You thought those people would run that party forever. They were super powerful, and then Trump goes in there and just like blows the whole thing up. He came out of nowhere. They didn't want him at first. I remember at the beginning of that primary, Fox News was all like, they did not want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. They got on board. So an insurgent can take over one of the major parties. It can be done. So I guess that's why I continue to maintain hope that we can. Even
Yep.
though that guy's not the best example, we don't want to emulate that example. He shows that it can be done.
Here's where I'm gonna come back on you because I got it. Okay, so recently the Democratic Platform Committee met, and these yahoos took a vote for Medicare for all or universal health care. 87% of Democratic voters, not me because I refuse to call myself a Democrat. I will never. I like I said, I will vote libertarian before I sit around and vote for a Democrat. It just won't happen. 87% of the Democratic voter says we're for universal health care. It's not going to make the platform. 36 people out of 155 said, yeah, we'll vote for it. Are you kidding me? Are you not listening? That tells me two things. One, you're not listening to your own people. Something is making you not listen to them, and it's called big money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the core problem. But you're not listening. If your party says, hey, we're for this, common sense would say, oh, well, let's put this in our platform because 87% of our voters are for this. So let's advocate. Nope, nope. Mm-mm. They've done this on they stopped the railroad workers from striking. They used the parliamentarian to make an excuse why the minimum wage couldn't go up to 15, even though I think we're past 15. We're off of 15. We're in the 20, 27, 28, 29, 30. They stopped that and used the parliamentarian as an excuse, like you can't just fire the parliamentarian. So it's to me, it's always an excuse. And that's what I think frustrates me. It's like stop making excuses. When Republicans fail to act, I'll give them credit. When they refuse to act, they're just like, we don't care. We're going to do whatever it is we want. And they tell their voters that. Why they keep voting for that, I don't know. But it's like they're deceitfully more honest with their base than Democrats are with theirs. And that's what I think at my core frustrates me. Like, if you're not going to vote for something, well, okay, just tell me, hey, I'm taking money from Big Pharma, so I'm not going to vote for this. Because at least
Mm-hmm.
I know. But then, of course, they want to get elected, so they got to say they're for something, i.e., Joe Biden. I owe the black people a favor, and then tells us, oh, it's not your time yet. Really? You can't pass the Civil Rights Act? Really? You like the bare minimum thing you could do, and you couldn't do it. Okay, I got
Well,
too
yeah,
many
there's
examples. I can
always
just keep going.
conveniently, right? There's always conveniently one or two Democrats that won't go along.
Oh, you mean the
And
rotating villain? Yeah, that's another thing you have to
yeah,
a rotating villain. Joe Manchin, Chris Cinnamon. You can like
Joe
Joe
Lieberman and
Biden.
Evan Bayh going back to 2008 in the
Yeah,
public option.
you can
Yeah.
make their lives hard. You can say, Joe Manchin, it'd be a shame if your wife was taking off that commission that I just appointed her to. You could use the book. You could go to the old school and do like a president. Remember when the president would do like a fireside chat and they would talk to the people like every week and they would do like a little. You could do that.
Yes.
These lazy buffalo, they don't do anything like, whoa, I don't have any. Yes, you do. You're president. Every time you speak, a microphone is going to follow you, no matter who it is.
Yeah, and yet,
And yeah, it's like,
it is. It's frustrating. The two-party system it's maddening. It really is. But I don't know. Like I bang my head into the wall every day as an Indiana Democrat. Like, what are we doing? We could do better. We have both parties are are absolutely equal. In and of themselves, they don't stand for anything. They are both just a certain number of chairs arranged in a certain way, and they're no better or worse than the people in them. Now, it just turns out that about 99% of the people in the Republican chairs are complete monsters, and half or more of the people in the Democratic chairs are owned by the same donors as the Republicans. Um, but it's the people in the Democratic Party, and like I said, there's a lot of good folks trying to overcome the establishment there. I still think that is our best path to power, and that third parties are hopeless generally. It stinks. I hate it.
and see, I would say opposite. I'm going to say opposite because as a person that now moves in third parties, this is our time. If we're going to make any type of difference in terms of grassroots, like, well, first of all, there's 34,000 independents that are neither Democrat or Republicans that hold office across America right now. That's the most it's ever been. We expand the base. Now, what we get into when you get to federal, it's going to get harder. It just is because of ballot access. Those things are much, much harder. But my thing is, if we can get in city councils, mayor's offices, townships, I, I think that's where the difference is going to be made.
Yeah,
How we get to be on the debate stage, well,
yeah,
uh, uh, we had to turn to alternative media because mainstream media isn't going to let us off. But for for me, it was just there was no, and I'm pretty sure you voted for Harris. I'm almost like 99% certain. There was no way. I mean, none. I mean, like, I'm like, girl, you have no chance of getting my. It wasn't happening. I don't. I'm like, no. I heard every argument. You can't be a one person. You can't be a one issue voter. Yes, I can because when I feel like you're committing genocide, that just you're automatically off my list. It's like I don't even. I don't care if you're for Medicare for all. You could be for all my other four, but if you're committing genocide and you're enabling it, that's it. I'm done. So there was
yeah.
no way I was voting for Harris. I'd be a dang on fool if I thought I was going to cast a vote for Trump. So I'm like, well, oh, I know what I can do. I can do this. Um, and
And
I
then
think,
of course the Democrats are going to come back, and the Democratic establishment types say, well, because you didn't vote for Harris, that gave us Trump. I don't know,
oh well,
or Harris not, I don't know, standing for something, burning $1.5 billion, and yes, supporting or at least not standing against the genocide. I'm not gonna tell anybody they made the wrong decision there. Um, I thought I was doing harm reduction by voting for her. Yeah, you're right. I did. I thought, okay, well, that would be less bad somehow, but I'm not gonna say
I
you
think
gave
we
us
would still
Trump.
be.
She gave us Trump by
I'm like,
not taking
yes,
a
you're
stand.
right.
Yeah.
Your administration gave us Trump. Matter of fact, if you want to take it back to the old school, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton convincing Trump to run in the first place gave us Trump, but I'm not one to scratch up stuff like that. I would go way back
Oh,
on people. I'm like, y'all do
absolutely.
know
Look,
it was Hillary
30
Clinton.
years of
Hillary
Clintonism gave us Trump. Yes.
Yes. No, they literally convinced him to run. He wasn't going to run. And they said, oh, yeah, because you know why? They thought he was easy to beat. And they didn't realize that the economy that Obama had built created when the jobs went away and housing crisis happened, that opened the door for Trump. And instead of addressing it, they thought, oh, he'll never win. And guess what? He won twice.
We again, like Democrats they have failed to digest the lessons of the last 20 years. If you look, the reason Obama won in 2008 was because he ran on big change. He ran as an unapologetic progressive and said he was going to shake up this system that had not been working well for people. And then when he got into power, he compromised. He didn't do the big things. He the Clinton folks were still around surrounding him, doing most of the policy writing and whatnot, and he shrank in the moment. Donald Trump, if
And
nothing else, has proven you can do big things. The big things here he's doing are bad big things,
are
but
terrible.
you can do big things.
Yeah, and I'm so see, Scott is a Democrat saying this. Everybody's like, you just crap on the Democrat. See, Scott's a Democrat. See, I'm not. He's saying it, not me. Scott is saying it, not me. Scott is saying this, not me. It's not me saying this, but you literally said it. If Mayor Garland had an investigation with Trump as soon as he became Attorney General, he should never have gotten the. You don't wait until the man declares he's going to run for reelection. You
Mm-hmm.
put the investigation 2 weeks. And like this is what the party does. This is what Democrats in Indiana does, and it just annoys me. They snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. They are very, very good. It's like it's right there. It's literally like victory is right there, and you have the position to do it. If all the Indiana Democrats unite and say, you know what? We're going to go into our communities. We're going to go into the rural parts of Indiana and talk to farmers and talk to people that are affected by Medicaid. It would be a lot better than what they're doing now.
I tell you what, Tracy, there's people out there that are doing that. There are Indiana Democrats who are out there, and I talk to them all the time, and they
I
are
mean, what
working
you say?
against. They're working against the party leadership. They're not getting the support they need. They have to go out and do it themselves, you know. But
Yeah, because
I'm talking
yeah,
to the Indiana Democrats with the Indiana Rural Summit all the time. There's good folks out there. If you look at Ethan Sweetland May down in Senate District 47, you look at Byron Holland running down there for state senate in that part of the state. There's good House candidates. I love Victoria Martz in Ripley County. She's great.
my
I
man
could go
Victor.
on and on, but there's
Oh,
good.
you're not talking about when you said Victoria, I thought you was talking about that clown in Congress. Wait a
Oh no,
minute.
she gets it all the time. Yeah, no, Martz, not Sparts. Sparts is terrible.
Yeah, that's
Martz
why
is
I was like,
good.
wait a minute. Ooh, wait a
No,
minute. I'm
she's
like, what this I'm gonna take the day
we just put out
outside.
a video about this last week. She's like, "No, I'm not that one." But anyway, no, she's great. There's good folks out there doing the work in rural Indiana as Democrats, trying to talk to people where they're at. They're not getting help though. They're not getting help from the people with the money. And you ever love an addict, Tracy? You ever love somebody that can't give up the thing? That's what it's like being an Indiana Democrat. They are addicted to the corporate money. They are addicted to comfort. They are addicted to having the little power over their being the big fish in a little pond, and they don't want to change. And if we need rehab, Democratic Democratic Party in Indiana needs rehab. We need a biotomy.
Exactly. I was like, because I've always said people don't know how, because like I said, at the federal level, it's just not gonna happen. I'm not gonna vote for like above Congress. You can pretty much forget about it. I already know what I'm gonna do in the general. I'm gonna be writing in a lot of names. I'm just gonna sit there, just go start writing. That's what I'm planning on doing. But locally, I'm more flexible, and I'm just like, I don't see nobody. I'm like, I don't see nobody that doesn't look like me. Like everybody I see fighting again, they look like me. I'm like, I don't want to keep asking, where are the white people? But where are they at? And you said it, they're addicted to that corporate money. How do you get them out? right? Because you have to get them out if you're going to restore the party.
You'd think 20 years of losing would do it,
You
but for
think,
some reason that, yeah.
yeah, they're like, oh, we lost because of messaging. No, you lost because you didn't get your policies out. But see,
Well, that's because your message sucks, right?
yeah,
You
or your
can't you
message
can't
is
sell
stupid.
somebody a doo-doo sandwich.
But I think part of it is, I'm gonna just say it. I don't really care if anybody likes it. I think some Democrats in Indiana are comfortable with losing because as long as they're the "woe is me," donate to my campaign, that's fine. But once I'm in power, oh, that means I'm gonna have to actually do something, and I don't want to actually do anything. I just want to fundraise all the time. And I
It's
said what I
tricky.
said, and I'm not backing
Yeah.
down from it.
So, what like okay, I guess what's the other option then? We talked about Socialist Party of Indiana. They got a launch event coming up a week from today in Terre Haute.
Yes.
I'm going to be there. That's at 4 o'clock at the Eugene V. Debs Museum there on the Indiana State campus at 4 o'clock next Sunday. And whether or not a third party is the way to go, I support trying. Absolutely.
You know what? Do they, because I'm in Indianapolis and I really can't drive down to Terre Haute because I fall asleep? Are they doing a Zoom or
You
it's
know
just
what?
like you have to physically show up?
I'm gonna try and stream it. So look for that on
Okay,
Progressive
because I'm
Indiana
like,
Network. Yeah.
oh, because I definitely think, especially at the local level, and I'm working within the two-party system to come up with something at the federal level, but locally, I don't see why independent can't run for mayor of Indianapolis. I literally don't see why not. I don't see why independent can't run for city council or constable or or any of those offices. Now, again, it's going to get harder when you talk about Secretary of State and governor and senator. Those will be harder. But I'm like, there's 3,440 independents holding office right now. So it can be done. We just
Yeah.
have to figure
Yeah.
out how to do it in Indiana.
It's hard. Well, you know what? I like Greg Ballard, former Republican Indianapolis mayor, is apparently jumping into the race for Secretary of State. He's going to have a fair amount of money behind him, I think, just because Diego Morales is so incredibly terrible. Now we can leave aside who's going to wind up coming out of the Democratic side over there, but either way, I mean he's polling right now somewhere in the 25% range. It's possible. It's not like it's going to be an uphill battle for him for certain. For certain, as an independent, you have to meet really high signature. You have to get a lot of signatures to get on the
Oh, don't
ballot
tell me
as an
about that.
independent.
I know all
Yeah.
about those signatures. I know all about the 38,973 signatures we had to get. We wasn't anywhere close. But Jill Stein was close and her signatures got thrown out. But see, I'm not here. I'm gonna just backtrack that. But so you're gonna stream the Indiana Socialist because I was reading their platform. I'm like, yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. With that, yes, yes. I was just yesing a whole lot of their policies.
Yeah. I mean that's where I am politically. I am a socialist. I believe in those values. I think Democrats could learn from that. We used to be that way. If you look at the FDR era and the New Deal, we built a working class coalition in this country, but just with a little bit of socialism, not a lot, just enough to keep people fed and housed and working and making decent money. And we abandoned that to chase corporate money in the 80s. We can do it again.
We have to get rid, like I said, for me to vote at the federal level for a Democrat, there's so many things that they would have to meet. And at the core is where you getting your money from. If you're getting your money from APAC, I absolutely will campaign against you. I don't care. You could be my parents are passed. You could be my aunt, my uncle, my cousin. You could walk the dog, you could walk the cat, you could eat a spat. But I absolutely will not donate to any candidate that takes corporate. I don't care. That is the core. And until that problem is addressed, Democrats are always going to have a problem with the establishment. And I say, at least, you said there are Democrats who I have not met yet that are trying to make a difference. I wish I knew more of them because I literally was like, well, and then I came up with literally no names that didn't look like me. Because I'm like, well, there's Cherish Pryor, there's that and that. And I'm like, oh, but all those people black. But you named a whole lot more people, and I'm like, I don't know any of these people. But I would say if they're that dissatisfied, Tracy says leave the party. Now that's what I say. I can't give them advice. They didn't ask for it. But if you're just that's the way I feel about like DSA. I don't really like because I'm like, why y'all so sitting here bending the knee to Democrats? I don't really understand that. You're just there. Like, why don't you just like there's enough people in the DSA to like make its own political party? That I would respect. I'm like, that's like log cabin Republicans. Like, why are you there?
that's that's a whole other story. But yeah, it's the two-party system. I think you have to work on parallel tracks. Like I'm all for like I'm a dues paying DSA member. I do that, and I also work with the Democrats because I think because there's that institutional power. So I think you want to you build the parallel structure, you try and do that, but you try and capture that institutional power that's there at the same time, and hopefully you get some synergy and you can bring the two things together. But it the founding fathers are not as brilliant as we tend to think they were.
No, because they only wanted it would take five of me to count as one person. I'm so tired of hearing about the founding fathers and how great they were. I'm like, look, they wanted to enslave people that looked just like me, my ancestors. Why am I listening to them? Why? At any point am I listening to, let's see, Washington, both Adams, Jefferson, like all the founding fathers were slave owners. I'm listening to these people? Nah, no, I don't think so. I'm like, that argument for me never ever works because I'm like, you know what? Nope. Nope.
And even if you buy the whitewashed version of American history that oh well they put in place the conditions that would eventually lead to the end of blah 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 blah, right? Well,
Oh, you mean the
the
Michael Beckwith, the three-fifths compromise led to the abolishment? Fool, if you
right.
don't sit down and shut your mouth, you know better than that.
Yeah, so yeah, even if you believe all that stuff, they left us with a system that is really, really onerous and really hard to change. It's hard to get anything done. It's like a combination lock, and you need all four things. You need the House and the Senate and the presidency and the Supreme Court to all line up to get anything done. But the ruling class, if they hold any one of those, they can veto any kind of progress you want to make. So the Constitution, the American system is inherently conservative by nature. It's really hard to overcome.
But I would argue with that because here's what I will say. Trump is president, Trump is Republican. He has the House, he has the Senate, he has the Supreme Court. And I said I was going to talk about this last week, but I guess I'm going to push this conversation to the next week. We have not had one piece of legislation offered that would make abortion illegal in all 50 states. Not one. We have not had anything to move the budget. We have not had anything to help the American people. But you have all three branches of government. So there's really no excuse. My contention is they don't care. They're just using this. The Democrats use abortion to fundraise and say, oh, they're going to take it away. but didn't codify it when Obama was in office. And I said what I said, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. And then the Republicans do it at the very opposite end, saying we're gonna get rid of it, but then they get in power and they never offer legislation. Like both sides, they literally use women's autonomy. They're using it opposite, but they're getting to the same goal because nothing ever changes.
Yeah, well, that's the the ruling class is neither Democratic or it is neither red nor blue. It is green,
Nope,
and they use
it is dollar
use both
green.
of those. They use both of those mechanisms to
Because if you
convince
hear Mike
voters. Yeah.
Pence, yeah, our former governor, Mike Pence, you do realize he could come back and run for governor because he never finished his first term. He
Oh,
only
did it?
served
Well,
2 years before Trump picked him as vice president.
no, he was that was his. He was four. That was his
It was
reelection
four,
year. But
but he could run for reelection though.
oh yeah, if people wanted that, but they don't. The Republicans don't like him anymore because they wanted to hang. Listen, if there's one thing Democrats and Republicans can agree on, it's hang Mike Pence.
I didn't even think about that. I was like, please don't let this man come back. It's some people I don't want to see him make comebacks. So last discussion, we got what 3 more years of Brom to go. Um, and I would I know technically there's no way to impeach this piece of bubble gum crap that loses flavor after 2 minutes. But if there were, I would take it. He is literally the reason I'm thinking, I could probably run for office. This man is a bumbling piece of poopy poop crap. I don't even know. It's like I'm insulting crap by calling him crap. Because he's worse than crap. I don't know if I've seen a man more evil than this. This man wants people to stay on Medicaid for 3 years, and that's it. How in the world did he get elected to be governor? And what can we do to make sure he does not get reelected?
Well, I'll tell you, I think he's doing a pretty good job making sure he's not going to get reelected. Like you said, he
And
is the worst governor in the country. He's got like a 25% approval rating. Republicans don't even like him. If you look at folks down in his hometown, they want to get rid of him. He's trying to build a highway through there that no one wants. Like 80% of the population's against it. The only reason people like Mike or voted for Mike Braun is brand loyalty. He had an R next to his name. He had the money. He had Trump's endorsement. That's all he needed. He never needed to stand for anything. He's not a terribly good politician. Like he's not a dynamic
terrible.
speaker.
Like
He's
the way that the whole redistricting thing, I'm like, dude, he needed I was almost ready to send him my resume as his publicist. I'm like, you completely handled that wrong. You don't threaten the primary Republicans that voted. You don't do that. I'm gonna primary them. Dude, if you primary them, that means they're probably gonna get reelected. You do realize nobody likes you. Like you're not the most likable person. You drove Dolly Parton out. You drove her reading program out. Who's against Dolly Parton?
right. Everybody loves Dolly.
Everybody loves Dolly. I love Dolly. You love Dolly. Everybody loves Dolly, not him. And it's like you're right. He's doing enough not to get him reelected. But I think there's a worse Republican on the coming up.
Oh, Beckwith? I mean, yeah,
I,
that
I
and
think
that's
that's what's going
he's
to run.
particularly scary. So I guess where's the line with that? At what point do they get so extreme that folks jump overboard? I don't know if I thought Trump was that guy, right? Micah
Mhm.
Beckwith is uh, the same kind of figure, right? Like he's a raging extremist. You'd think that would be too much for Indiana, and I'd like to think it is if he were to run for governor in 2028. I mean, Mike Braun's getting up there. I don't know if he's going to try for more than one
Now
term.
he's plus 70. See, I know he's at 70 plus. I don't know if he's 72 or 73, but he's got a seven in his age.
Yeah, I
And I
want to
don't
say he won at he was 70 when he was running. So,
so he'd be
yeah, that'd make him like
74.
72 probably now at
Yeah.
least.
Did you think, and I know a lot of people on the side have said the governor of Fort Wayne might run.
Oh,
I cannot think of his name, but the governor of Fort Wayne,
the mayor up there?
the mayor up there.
Oh,
See,
gee, yeah, yeah. Well, they got a new mayor up there.
not
Um,
the old one, the one that came before the new one.
I think the old one died.
The old one died?
I could be, I do not know my way around Fort Wayne politics that much,
I
but
know somebody with Fort Wayne tell us because that
okay. Yes. All right. Here, hold on. Look at Sharon Tucker is the current mayor of Fort Wayne. She assumed the
okay.
office in April of 2024. She was selected by Democratic caucus to fill the vacancy left by the death of former mayor Tom Henry.
So maybe I've got the wrong city. Because I remember everybody's talking about this one guy, he's from Fort Wayne. And he was like, he's the mayor. He was a former mayor, Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne's doing so well. But I see Hogsett run. Because, like I said, I can't see Hogsett. That's the only office I can see him possibly running for. He's not going to run for Congress. He's not going to run for Senate because that's just the time frame doesn't work in his favor. He could try to run for mayor again, but I don't think he wins the nomination because I think so many people are so frustrated with how he handled the data centers, they might
Mhm.
vote against him. So I'm like, he's got $800,000. So I'm like, well, but
I
then he
think
would be
Hogsett's
like,
done. I think
yeah, because I'm
yeah,
like,
I
well,
think he's going to ride off into the sunset after
what
his
he's
term
gonna do
here.
with that 800,000? He's got $800,000.
Yeah, that well, that's technically, it belongs to the campaign, so he can dole that out however he wants. I mean, if you look at well, Evan Bayh still has tens of millions of dollars in his campaign fund from when he was in the Senate, and now he can use that for whatever he wants.
You mean his son's election?
They're trying to run the same playbook. Evan Bayh was elected Secretary of State in 1986 and ran for governor 2 years later and won. And they're trying to do the same thing with the kid. The kid ain't it. Evan Bayh wasn't it, but that was a different time. Those politics belong in the 80s. They are not for now.
Yeah, it's like I say it again. If We Are the World was out when you got into office and you're still trying to, you probably need to just be looking at that because um you just out. Um, Last thing, what is going on in Bloomington now? I do not know anything about Bloomington politics at all.
So Bloomington, like Indianapolis, suffers the same kind of populist Democrat versus establishment Democrat kind of problem. I think you run into this anywhere where you've got, quote unquote, safe districts. It's why Indianapolis is the way it is. People like to think that safe districts mean that Republicans get more extreme toward the right and Democrats get more extreme to the left. I don't believe that. I believe what happens is that money comes in and moves both parties sort of generally to the right. Now, for
Yep.
example, here in Bloomington, now I live outside of Bloomington just slightly. I'm not in the city limits, so I don't get to vote for mayor, but the mayor of Bloomington here, Carrie Thompson, she's kind of an establishment Democrat. She works for the real estate developers, right? She's friendly with the Chamber of Commerce. Right now, our city council is sort of fighting with her about all these surveillance cameras we got going up all over town.
Oh yeah.
So she's one of those. She's listen. My ire, my hatred for Joe Hogsett knows no bounds. So I do not want to compare Carrie Thompson to Joe Hogsett. They're not in the same league, but they are playing the same sport.
Yep. And somebody said a name here if Indiana ain't ready for this, and he does not live in Indiana anymore. Our man Pete. Let me tell you something about Pete. This is my opinion. I don't care if you don't have to. No, Indiana, no, Indiana's not. If he lived in Indiana and ran for governor, he would lose. I mean, he would get pummeled. Indiana, as America, ain't ready. They're just not. They're just not. Nope, 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 and nope. And I think Pete Buttigieg is another piece of garbage, but that's just me. But that's his policy. Now it's like his policy. I'm basing it on policy.
No, you're right. You're right. Listen, Pete. Indiana Democrats loves them some Pete Buttigieg. And I would support him for president 100%. And I can't get on board. Pete Buttigieg is like the lesser Pokemon evolution of Gavin Newsom. They're the corporate Democrats. He's a McKinsey consultant, pro business, neoliberal. Not the guy. No, you're 100%. Pete is not the kind of Democrat I want to see at the top of the ticket. That dude's been running for president since he was 16. It seems like, and he seems like a nice guy, but he's just not what I want to see. He's not that fire. He's not that direction. I don't know. I mean, if you get to 2028, I'm not even really thinking about that yet, because God knows we might not even have free and fair elections this year. But I'm not seeing that person at the top of the Democratic ticket really showing themselves yet. I like Chris Van Hollen's all right. I like him. I don't think he's got the
So
charisma to be at the top
you're
of a
not
ticket.
saying the real issue with Pete. America, as Indiana, is not ready for a LGBTQIA. Does not. No, this is Indiana, the capital of KKK. No, 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 and no again. I keep saying no, no. You're not.
Yeah.
We're
No.
not.
Yeah.
We're
You're
not
right. We
ready.
wouldn't even elect an old straight white woman in 2016. Yeah.
No, and I mean, I don't because I didn't vote for her, but not because she was female, but the best Democratic governor who I was like was the doctor that ran, and I cannot think of his name. Uh,
Oh, what is this? Woody
Black
Myers
doctor.
like 10 years
Yeah,
ago, maybe.
yes. I'm like, you give me a Woody my I will work. You don't even have to worry about it. I'll put aside my I can't stand the Democratic Party, and that that's the type of person I can say yes, I would support a person like that. Yes, no doubt about it. Hands down, I thought this guy is the best, and his party treated him like garbage. I'm like, what the heck? What the heck?
It's God, that two-party system. It's a mess, Tracy. It's
I'm
a
like,
mess.
and then
I hate it here.
Valerie McRae was another one. She ran for Senate. I'm like, y'all not gonna say nothing? First African American female to ever get the nomination for United States Senate in the state of Indiana. Do, 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 do. Valerie is somebody I would vote for because I keep saying run for governor, run for governor. She's not going to. I see why she doesn't want to. Because if you're running, uh, wait a minute, let's connect. You know you're wrong for this. Pete is just a white gay. Come on.
Yeah, no, it's true. I'm not seeing the fighter. I'm not seeing the real spicy. Let me ask you one. Here's a name I get thrown out there. Somebody that's kind of outside the box, not a normal politician. What do you think of Jon Stewart?
I would say, of course, we had Trump and Reagan that were both actors. So I'm going to put him in this entertainment. I would need to know what his platforms are because there's 5 issues that if you are for all five, it's gonna be hard for me to vote for universal health care, reparations for the descendants of African American slaves, um, an income that's at least $27 an hour, the forgiveness of student loan debts, and green technology so we can do something about our environment. You not for them five, I'm not going to vote for you. I've never heard him speak about those five. I don't know how he feels about because as soon as you say you're not for reparations, well, if you say you're not for Medicare for all, I'm not. I think he's another he seems like a corporatist to me. I would almost put him, he's a more likable Bill Maher. And Bill Maher is somebody that guy disgusts my whole stomach. I'm
Oh,
like,
I can't stand Bill Maher. Yeah,
I
I used to
mean,
like Bill Maher when he would talk about the Bush administration and talk about being secular and taking his ire out on religious fanatics, but it turns out he is also kind of a religious fanatic Zionist now, and it's coming out, right? Like he's all about this war because they took out the Ayatollah, right? Yeah, Bill Maher is not that guy. I don't know. Stewart seems like whatever we're gonna get, you need somebody that can sell a progressive message, and I at least know he gets that mainstream Democrats suck and will say it out loud, so it's a start.
yeah, I'll give him credit for that. But like I said, if my five, it's all five or I'm a all five or nothing. If you even give me a smoke hint that you're against reparations, another issue that Democrats is going to study. If y'all say that mess one more time, I'm like, stop it. Stop with we got studies. We know. We've been there what? Ever since before this nation began, we were here. I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all. But if I hear you against any of those five, it's a no for me. Um, oh yeah, who's gonna pay for it? That is who's gonna pay for all these wars that we in?
Mhm.
Because we pay for that, no question. We never ask a question. 285. Oh yeah, who's gonna pay for reparations? Wink. But we can pay to bomb Iran $285 million per day, but we can't give, okay, yeah, America. Okay. But I don't know. It's just I don't see any, I don't see any um like I said, I really would hope, and he's running for governor of California now under the Green Party campaign, which is Butch Ware, and he's gaining traction. But I personally would have no problems voting for either him or Claudia de la Cruz, who was actually my second choice after Dr. West. I was like, okay, I'm gonna vote for Dr. West, but if he gets out, Claudia's gonna get it. And then I just had a system. I'm like, I'll vote for this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. Democrat did not make that list at all. Wasn't even on the list. And if y'all run Cory Booker, oh, I'm gonna come to the convention and snatch y'all. That crying, always boy, if you
Mm.
don't stop all that crying.
I have a hypothesis about Cory Booker, Tracy. You know he used to date Rosario Dawson, right?
Yep, he's got a type. His wife looks just like her. I'm like, what
Well,
the
listen, Rosario Dawson broke up with Cory Booker because she was tired of being the second best actor in that relationship.
did she?
No, I don't know. That's a joke, but like, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm like, where's the lie? Where's the lie? I'm like, I don't see no lie in that. You told literally no lie, all that crying. Like, you doing all that crying. But I just think people, I just like I said, I've never seen a portion where Democratic voters are angry with their Democratic politicians and the Republican base is angry with their Republican politicians. And I think this is the time where independents could come in and say, okay, you tired of them and you tired of them. Here we are right here. Because independents do something that Democrats, well, Republicans don't have fight in them because they're just out there. they gone and they're never coming back. If Democrats fought, if I saw a fight, you could not talk me out of being a Democrat. There would be nothing you could say to me, but they just, well, we can just do this, and which is why I'm excited about the Indiana Socialist Party because it seems to be teetering away. I'm like, yes, yes.
Well, look, I'm excited to see what they can do. Like I said, I'm gonna be there for that kickoff next Sunday for sure.
And you'll be streaming that at what time so I can remember it?
I want to say it's at 4 o'clock, and I believe they're going to be streaming it on their website, and I'm going to try and simulcast that on progressiveindiana.net.
Yep. And tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, well, you can find me over there at progressiveindiana.net. There are a group of us over there producing content, writing articles, putting out podcasts, doing interviews. We have a series of Democratic primary debates we're hosting over the next couple months leading up to the primary. There's a few of us over there working together, but my brand is called Who's Left, HOOS Left, like Hoosier Left. I got my podcast, my section over there, that part of the website. You can find me on social media at that handle right there on your screen at Who's Left.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to him. Like, take it back. Tracy really, really wants them to be like, just get and fight. Like, stand up and just put them dukes up and go. Let's go.
I'm
I
I'm
want
I'm fighting with them every day, Tracy.
y'all but I'm gonna let MMT Marxists have the last word on this. The entire political system is owned by capitalist class and exists to manufacture consent and marginalize all alternatives. We don't fix the system through the system.
We do both. I think we got to try
Yeah,
both.
both, yeah,
Everything,
because
everywhere, and all at once.
I do agree with that. So everybody remember, I did not do a podcast yesterday for the Saturday show because I was visiting my uncle in Columbus. So next Saturday, well, no, let me back up. Thursday, I will be interviewing. I have a show called The Tracy Show where I interview third-party candidates. I will have another candidate to interview. That'll be Thursday at 7. Then Saturday at 7, I will be ranking Girl Scout cookies because I do a totally just fun show and I don't really like, I just want to do something fun because we got a lot of bad stuff happening and I think we need a release. So we'll do that at 7 at Saturday. But the Sunday show will most likely come on at 8 o'clock next week because I will be going to see a play, and I haven't seen this play since I was a little bitty girl, so I want to see it again. And our local community theater, it just happens to be producing Funny Girl, which I haven't seen since I was like 10 years old. So, and obviously I'm a lot older than 10. Remember, there are 186 days until the NFL comes back. The draft is April the 23rd. I'm still looking for people to quiz me on my Easter knowledge. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. And finally, like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you all Thursday. Have a fantastic day. Thank you, Scott. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Tracy. Nice to meet y'all. Tag alongs, by the way, next Saturday. That's the best Girl Scout cookie.
That's the nastiest, nasty.
Have a good night. Thank you for having me.